Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those cycles rolling. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back. I am so glad you could make it, and it's good to see you here. I'm just sitting in I-26 traffic, the parking lot, which seems to be what we do more often now. It's like being in LA, except I can't lane split, and I can't find decent burritos. But this morning I want to talk about where we're living. And I love Charleston, but this is just getting to be an everyday thing where I'm sitting in highway traffic every day. And I started thinking about the places we live. Now, I was born in New York State, upstate. And as much as I'd love to claim a Southern heritage, I don't really think I have one. Maybe. If I do, it's way back in my family history. I've lived several places around the country. I've lived in New York. I lived here in South Carolina for a while. Lived in Georgia for a short time. Kansas, Ohio. Lived in California. Loved California. It was beautiful. California is actually where I started riding motorcycles. Lived in New Hampshire for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. Ended up coming back here to Charleston. When I decided I'd had enough of New Hampshire, my wife gave me the okay to move. Okay, you've done your time. You can move wherever you want. And I was looking at out west, Arizona, Nevada, those kind of areas. And a job came up in South Carolina. But not just anywhere in South Carolina. It was right in the Charleston area, which is where I'd lived before as, I don't know, I was 12 to 15, maybe. 11 to 14, something like that. And in all those years, I never really thought, man, I'd love to move back to South Carolina. But as I found myself in the airport, I just started smiling. And my wife's like, you're not even out of the airport, and you're grinning from ear to ear. And I said, yeah, I can't tell you why. I can't explain it. It's just like it's something in the air. It just feels like home. I used to travel a lot for work, and when I'd come back home, I was never happy about it. Like, I gotta go back. But Charleston is completely different. Every time I end up coming back here, I'm just so happy to get back because I love it. Now, it's not perfect. Right now, it's pretty hot sitting on the back of the motorcycle. Of course, I'm not moving. But it's not perfect, but it just feels like home. Oh, and I lived in Virginia Beach for 6 months. When I lived in New Hampshire, I wanted nothing more than to leave. I don't like the cold. I don't like snow. I can't ride year-round. I really didn't have much nice to say about it. But when I moved to Virginia Beach, everybody that I worked with was talking about, oh, New Hampshire must be beautiful. You're so lucky to live there. And I, no. But they clearly thought it was cool. So, you know, it dawned on me that everybody's got their place that they want to be. And maybe New Hampshire isn't as hateful as I thought it was. Still wasn't for me, but I wasn't going to hold it against them if they wanted to live there. So I still love South Carolina. There are mornings I get up and I think, I can't believe I live here. I just love it here. I love everything. Well, I don't love everything about it, but that's what I tell myself because I'm in that euphoria of being where I want to be. A lot of people that live here, now we have a lot of imports, a lot of people coming in from all over the place. It didn't help that it got voted like the most friendly city in the country several years in a row or something like that. I'd like to go on record saying that that's nonsense. You need to stay where you are because we are pretty well packed. We're seeing huge growth in Charleston. Some of it good, some not so much. But everybody's coming here. And you ride down the road and there's cars from Virginia and Ohio and Florida and, you know, Alaska. There's cars from all over the place because everybody wants to move here. Again, bad idea. You don't want to move here. It's not for you. Oh, case in point, I'm sitting in traffic again. You know, it gets super hot in the summer. It still gets pretty cold in the winter. Occasionally, it even still snows here. Not like it does in New Hampshire. And speaking of having our problems, crack pipes are still sitting under the bridge where they were about 5 months ago. you know, I guess they're crack pipes. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But even with all its problems, I still feel like this area is home. We have a lot of people coming here because, well, there were a couple of military bases here. There's a lot of business around in the area and more coming in all the time. So people seem to be coming from all over the country. And a couple of times I've thought about what would happen if all that closed up. You know, a lot of these people would go to where the work is. I would stay because this is home. I mean, I'll make my way. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work, but I'm not leaving. And it's been interesting because somebody who has always wanted to move someplace else and go other places. I mean, I still like to travel, don't get me wrong, but I mean, on a permanent basis, you know, if I had the opportunity to move to Southern California right now, I wouldn't do it. This is home. If you offered me the presidency tomorrow, which stranger things have happened, but if you offered me the presidency tomorrow, I'd have to be able to do it from here because I'm not moving to DC. This is home. So I kind of know the general area where some of you live, but leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you where you want to be permanently, or are you there for business? If you could live anywhere, is it where you are, or are you just passing through? Does anybody else share that feeling of being home, or is it just me? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. My clutch hand is just screaming because I don't have that sissy clutch. I got a manly clutch. I have manly clutch hand. Look like Popeye on one side of my body and olive oil on the other. Anyways, I appreciate you spending your time here. I appreciate you joining me. Once again, I thank you, and I will see you next time.